It's the Ross Tucker Football Podcast.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a Finish Strong Friday, a Picks Friday, a Winners Friday, all presented by DraftKings. And it is a Christmas Eve Friday where we get winners.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
So let me just say this first, and I say this a few times a year. I think Thanksgiving as well. I truly want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate, Happy New Year. I don't care. I am extremely thankful and appreciative for all of you. I'm amazed how many of you every day say, I'm going to listen to that big-headed, has-been, journeyman O-lineman for 30 minutes every day. It's incredible. I'm in awe, especially when I see and hear some of the places where you guys are listening or watching. It is incredible. And I would also say, I hope if you know anybody that might be in a bad place or might not be in a good place, please talk to them. Please reach out. I think we all have friends and family that you hear stories or you know what's going on maybe, or maybe you don't know what's going on. Never a bad time to shoot somebody a text and say, hey, man, thinking about you. Never a bad time for that. I love all of you, especially, by the way, those of you that go the extra mile. Look, you don't have to, of course. But I don't know. I notice when you do, and it's appreciated, right? It's like anything else in life. You appreciate people that go the little extra mile for you in whatever way they do. People like Bob Hammond, Hamon. I saw his quote tweet where he said it's the best 30 minutes of audio you can get. And guess what? I retweeted it from at Ross Tucker Pod and at Ross Tucker NFL. So Bob got the old double retweet with his quote tweet. Now, all you need to do, Bob, is let me know if you want a signed picture or press pass or football card or whatever. And then the sponsor confirmation email winner, Randall Stromlund, Stromlund. Congratulations, Randall. He got Simply Safe. Smart move, Randall. Look, obviously I'm a Simply Safe guy, but I would highly recommend a security system for all of you guys. So look into it, get the one that you want. Obviously, Simply Safe's a sponsor, but that's not my point. My point is I genuinely wish and hope all of you have some type of security system because there's been multiple times in my life that one, we didn't have it, and I wish we did, and one, we did have it, and I'm glad we did. The YouTube shout out, Frederick Chino. I think like Chino Pants, maybe it's what I'm going with. Chino. I saw Frederick made a new comment on YouTube, had never seen it before. I noticed these things. It's like when your wife's like, I can't believe you noticed these things. Hey, babe, what can I tell you? I noticed these things. I noticed the new YouTube subscribers and the people that make a comment. So, Frederick, hit me up with an email, ross@rosstucker.com. Cannot wait to do a shout out for you, a cameo style shout out, which I love doing. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
Hey, Ross, well, the final Thursday night game of the year goes to the Titans after a 44-yard field goal as time expired or with 4 seconds left. Titans over the Niners, 20-17. Titans fans are happy, and Cowboys fans are happy.
Right. Cowboys clinched a playoff berth, and if they win Sunday night against Washington, they clinch the NFC East. It's a huge win for the Titans. It's a bad loss for the Niners. And I'll just say this, I don't really understand why there's not a Thursday night game next week. I mean, this is week 16. There's 2 more games after this. I get it for week 18, but for week 17, on December 30th, you're not going to have an NFL game? That's a little bit weird to me. I need to do a little bit more digging. Anyway, Bad loss for the Niners. I mean, the Niners could have pretty much cemented a wild card berth, and now, they might be back to the pack. If the Eagles and Saints and Vikings all win, they'd be even with all those teams. The Niners marched on their first drive for touchdown. You just thought, oh boy, going to be a big day. They're running it. Jimmy G looked good. Deebo Samuel had an amazing game. And the first half, it was painful to watch the Titans offense. I mean, painful. I think they had like 50 yards at halftime. The only reason, quite frankly, why the score was 10-0 at halftime and why the Titans were even still in the game was Jimmy Garoppolo, whose stats looked pretty good and are a really good example that stats can be deceiving. Jimmy G had several questionable throws in the first half. He had an interception in the end zone to Janoris Jenkins that was just bad. I mean, really bad. You got to get points there. Then he missed Kyle Juszczyk for a wide open touchdown. My boy, my homie, my brother from another mother. Anyway, then he should have been picked off by Rashaan Evans in his own territory. The Titans started with a nice drive in the second half. The Titans decided at halftime, you know what we should do? We should get the ball to A.J. Brown. He's our best player. He's really our only stud skill guy right now. Get the ball to A.J. Brown. So they did that, and they got him a field goal. Then a terrible Jimmy G interception, again, led to Dante Foreman touchdown. Really, A.J. Brown was a monster the entire second half. The next drive, it was AJ. Next thing you know, it's 17-10 Titans. I mean, it flipped like a switch from 10-0 to 17-10. I do think Jimmy G and Deebo deserve credit because they had a nice answer drive. I feel like that's happened a lot to the Niners this year. They have a nice answer drive where they get to, they tie the game up 17-17, but then Tannehill converts a couple third downs, which he did all game, by the way, and got Randy Bullock a game-winning field goal. Jimmy G stats deceiving, like I said. By the way, there's a trend going on right now, and it's guys missing opportunities for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, Myles Garrett last Monday, Nick Bosa last night. You've got a showcase game, and these guys are not taking advantage of it. Speaking of taking advantage of it, crazy offer tomorrow with the Crocs Predator Showdown series coming, and dare we say free to play on DraftKings.com. Look, there's 2 games tomorrow. We're about to pick them, but just draft the best lineup at DraftKings.com, and a slice of 10 G's could be yours across 3 different contests. All you do is you enter on game day and see just how well your lineup stacks up against the competition. At the end of the game, winners will be paid out cold, hard cash based on your score. It's tomorrow. And by the way, while we're talking about Crocs, greatest things ever. I'm wearing slides right now. Look, I hope your future is full of comfort that you get from Crocs or money that you get from the Crocs Showdown. Learn more at DraftKings.com/Crocs. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Tuck's Takes.
Before we get to the game picks, some more notable COVID list additions, including Saints, Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill, Vikings, Dalvin Cook, Browns center J.C. Treader, Bears D lineman Akeem Hicks.
Right. I mean, major news for the Saints because it looks like they'll start Ian Book at quarterback on Monday night. As for Dalvin Cook, that hurts the Vikings, but they are getting Madison off the COVID list, so that helps. Anytime you lose your center like J.C. Treader, that's significant for the Browns. And then Akeem Hicks is an absolute monster for the Bears. By the way, there's a lot more COVID additions. These are just the guys that I know of. These are just like the notable guys. There's a lot more. And there's a bunch actually for the Jets and the Texans, but no word on any sort of postponement at this point.
Want to know which team is going to win every single game on Sunday? Then listen up.
All right, start with the Browns and the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty hard to pick the Browns. Now, I believe that even if Baker Mayfield doesn't test out of the protocol today, meaning he tests negative, he's still able, Bri, to play tomorrow because it's been 10 days. So if you're vaccinated, after 10 days, you're done no matter what. You're back no matter what if you're vaccinated. So that's my understanding, is that Baker Mayfield can play tomorrow regardless. But it's just whether or not he tests negative and can practice today and or fly with the team, or if he has to travel separately. So kind of weird, but that is the deal. Look, it does matter because, well, I guess he's going to play either way. I don't see the Packers losing this game. I mean, the Packers are very cognizant of what's at stake at the top of the NFC. They want that bye week bad. I can't imagine they would lose this game to the Browns. Frankly, I just don't have a lot of faith in the Browns. Just aren't good enough, really, on both sides of the ball, but especially on offense. I think there's a chance the Packers smash them. I really do. I think this game ends up, although the Packers defense hasn't been as good lately, I'm going to say 31-20. 31-20, maybe 31-17 Packers.
Indianapolis Colts at Arizona. That's the other game tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, what an awesome game. I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot of awesome games. I mean, we're going to get to a bunch of them here. I mean, we're going to get to all of them here, but it's awesome. I feel like I got to go with the Colts. The Cardinals, it's almost like they're in a funk after they lost DeAndre Hopkins, and they don't know if they'll get him back. I don't know what it is, but it's like, I think deep down in places they don't like to admit, they don't really believe they can go all the way without DeAndre Hopkins. That's my story. I also think you can run on the Cardinals. And we saw that last week with what the Lions did. Now you got Jonathan Taylor and that O-line coming in. And Carson Wentz isn't going to play worse than he played last week. So the Colts are getting a point, but I think they're going to win the game. I think it's 24-20 Indianapolis, and it's time for Brian's favorite part of the show.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Moving on, the Giants and the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know it's a short week for the Eagles, but they're going to win this game. And also the Giants are not saying who their quarterback is. I'm pretty confident it is Jake Fromm. Why would it not be Jake Fromm would be my question. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, see what he can do. You signed him for a reason. He was pretty highly touted. You know what Mike Glennon is. Hello, you know what Mike Glennon is. Play Jake Fromm, see what he can do. But I don't envision them getting this win. Man, Joe Judge would want this win bad, though. To sweep the Eagles, maybe save his job for next year. He's from Philadelphia. I mean, there is a zillion reasons why Joe Judge would love to win this game. I just don't think they're good enough. Unless Hurts has a bunch of turnovers like he did when they played a few weeks ago, it's not happening. Eagles 23, Giants 13.
The Los Angeles Rams at the Minnesota Vikings.
And I would say, Bri, that's not a bad one to maybe lock up. Let me see if there's better ones to lock up. Oh, yeah, there's definitely better ones to lock up. Yeah, I wouldn't lock up the Giants. I wouldn't lock up the Eagles on a short week like that. So I like the Rams, but I think it's going to be an awesome game. I do think it hurts that there's no Dalvin Cook, even though Alexander Madison's a good player. The Rams are the Vikings, I think, might be getting Adam Thielen back, which would be significant for them and very helpful. And look, I think it's going to be a decent amount of points on the board. I think it's an awesome game, but I like the Rams. I just think they're a little bit more talented. I think Aaron Donald, Von Miller against the Vikings O-line. I'll say awesome game. How about 27-24 Rams as the Vikings lose another close one?
Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots.
The Buffalo Bills. So I like the Bills. I think it's really hard to beat a team twice in 3 or 4 week span. I don't think it's good that Cole Beasley's out, but I do think the Bills will pull out all the stops in terms of Josh Allen running the ball. I don't know why they didn't do that more last time. It is deadly, absolutely deadly when you have a quarterback like Josh Allen running with the football because you get the extra blocker involved. And we need to see Mac Jones bounce back from not a great game against the Colts. I think that the pressure was all on the Bills the last time these teams played. And now I feel like more of the pressure is on the Patriots to kind of maintain their lead and not let the Bills even up with them. And I like the Bills to win the game outright. I think it's going to be 24-23. How about that? Josh Allen gets a late game-winning field goal for the Bills for the win. Let the doggies out, Bri.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Let the dogs out.
Tom Brady and the Bucs head to Carolina, take on the Panthers.
They do, and they'll win. And I know they're undermanned, and that's not good that they're undermanned. But I mean, come on. I'm not picking Carolina to beat the Bucs. Somehow, some way, Brady, they got enough other weapons. I don't even know. I think Antonio Brown is playing, but I'm not sure on that. You might have to check on that. I'm pretty sure he is, which is like just in the nick of time that they're getting Antonio Brown back. And I think he actually has a big game. Carolina's going to start Cam, but play Sam. That's kind of fun to say. Start Cam, but play Sam. And ultimately, I think the Panthers, they just don't have enough offensively. I don't care who's playing quarterback. I don't think they're going to move the ball very well or do much against this defense of the Bucs at all. So even if the Bucs aren't as great offensively, Carolina's not scoring very many points. How about 23-13? 23-13 is about how that game goes down.
Next one, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets.
So I mentioned earlier the Jets. Which game are you at, by the way, Bri? I forget.
Denver Broncos at the Raiders.
Wow, you've gotten a lot of Vegas time this year.
This will be the third Vegas trip, yeah.
Yeah, great stadium, and you always have good, favorable reports about their press box food. By the way, I do not have a game this weekend. I could have done a game on Christmas if I wanted to, but my daughters are 8 and 9, and I do not want to miss a Christmas morning. Thanksgiving's one thing, but Christmas, no, can't do it. Not at this age, that's for sure. It's too special. So, but one of these years, maybe I'll switch it up. Well, I guess they don't have games on Christmas very often. I was going to say one of these years I'll switch it up and maybe do a Christmas game and not a Thanksgiving game. Although I did a Christmas game last year from a truck at NFL Films, believe it or not, a production truck, that 6-touchdown Alvin Kamara game. Anyway, I don't even remember what game, Brian. Oh, Jags, Jets. You know what? What the heck? I'm going to go Jags. You got Elijah Moore and Michael Carter and Vera Tucker and all these guys on the COVID list. If the Jags can't win this game, they can't win a football game. I wonder how much the line has changed. Let me just look to see if this is an upset. Oh, it's a pick 'em now. So, no, it's not an upset. But T-Law, Trevor Lawrence gets it done. Jags 20, Jets 17.
Detroit at Atlanta.
Sneaky game for both these teams. Really sneaky game because Atlanta's trying to finish strong. They still have a chance to have, I believe, a winning season, right? If they win out. I don't know that they're going to win 3 in a row here at the end, but you still want to get as many wins as you can. They're not going to make the playoffs at this point. That's not happening. And for Detroit, Dan Campbell's building something. Dan Campbell's got the guys going in the right direction, and I'm pumped for him about that. He wants to stack wins, and I think they have a great chance to do it. But Goff is still on the COVID list, so I'm not picking Detroit to win that game. Let's go Atlanta 23, Detroit, I don't know. No Goff 13. 23-13 Atlanta.
The LA Chargers at the Houston Texans.
Now this feels like a pretty good survivor pick if you haven't already picked it. Look, you could go Bucks, you could go Eagles. You could maybe even go Atlanta if there's no Jared Goff. You could wait till kick and go, inactives and go, or whenever you're allowed to in your survivor pool, and go Atlanta if there's no Jared Goff. But I think Chargers is pretty safe. Look, Davis Mills and the Texans are playing better. I don't think they beat the Chargers, right? I mean, the Chargers can't lose this game, can they? Can they? I mean, they could. I don't think they will. But they've got their own COVID issues. We're to the point now, Bri. It's hard for me to keep track. Eckler's on it. I know Joey Bosa's out for the game. Let's call it a close game. Let's say it's not a good survivor pick. I take that back. I'm going to say Chargers 23, Texans 16. Not a survivor pick.
Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Awesome game. Awesome football game. It's the last, by the way, of the 1 o'clock games. That's a little bit of a bummer. There's a lot of good 1 o'clock games, man. I mean, Rams, Vikings, Bills, Patriots, Ravens, Bengals. I am going to be dialed into all those bad boys. I wish one of them was in the late afternoon window. I guess the featured game is going to be Steelers Chiefs, which I understand. But so I like the Bengals to win the game. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to play. He has not practiced the last couple days. I think they want to try to get that ankle 100% so he can run around like a madman if they make the playoffs or for the last couple weeks. But also because Tyler Huntley's playing well. I think that's part of it as well. So I'll take the Bengals, though, still. And a really good game. Really good game. I think it's 24-23. I just have more faith in Joe Burrow than I do in Tyler Huntley late. It's just like I have more faith in AutoZone than any of their competitors because AutoZone is America's #1 battery destination. Look, it's the winter. It's the holidays. Do not be the type of person that has your battery run out. AutoZone has proven tough Duralast batteries. Their replacement batteries start at just $80, $79.99. So you can upgrade your battery without breaking your wallet. The key thing, though, to me, what I love is the free battery testing and charging. Why not test your battery and charge it? Well, why not do that? You got 15 minutes. I don't know. How long does it take to charge your battery, Brad? Do you know?
A car battery? I have no idea. But
no
I'm
idea.
Go to AutoZone and find out.
Yes. You know what you should do? You should go to AutoZone because they're America's #1 battery destination. You can find out. I guess it depends on how charged your battery already is. It's kind of a trick question. Just get in the zone. AutoZone.
Chicago Bears at the Seattle Seahawks.
I'll go Seahawks because the game is in Seattle. I'll take Russell Wilson over Justin Fields. And Akeem Hicks is not playing because he's on the COVID list and he's a monster. Seattle 20. Seattle 23. Chicago 17.
Pittsburgh Steelers at the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is an interesting one. This is an interesting one because of the old COVID list. We don't really know who's going to play. Tyreek Hill's on it. Travis Kelce's on it. Did any of them test out of it? I don't know. If they don't, I'm taking the Steelers. If they do, I'm taking the Chiefs. So I don't know what to do now, Friday morning. So I'll just keep talking in this annoying voice, and I will ultimately think that they won't go off the COVID list. And I don't know why I'm still talking like this. Some of you are slowly but surely getting mad at me for this. I'm going to say Pittsburgh wins the game 20-17.
Denver Broncos at the Raiders.
Love it, Bri. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the award-winning personality, Bri. Love it. All right, let's go. I like the Raiders in this game. Drew Lock's going to start. Now, maybe he plays better. You know, he knows this is the best. This is like the biggest start of his career at this point now. I don't see it. I don't think he does. I don't think he's very good. And maybe it was just because he came off the bench last week. But I'm going to take the Raiders. I like that momentum-building win, although they do have a short week to deal with, which is noteworthy. It's only a Monday 5 o'clock game, though. Raiders, 24. The Broncos' defense is just so good, though. Gosh. Raiders, 20. Broncos, 19. No idea how they get 19, but they do.
Sunday night, the Washington football team at the Dallas Cowboys.
Right. So I know Heineke's coming back, and I do think Washington will play better than they did the last time. And I do think the Cowboys' offense is still not what it was. But I also think the Cowboys are going to win the game. I mean, this will be a survivor pick. You know, they have a chance to clinch the division. They're going for some major seeding right now as well. But clinching this division would be a significant accomplishment. And can you even imagine if the Packers somehow lost on Saturday? Which I don't think will happen. Dallas, 24. Washington, 17. Lock them up, right?
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
All right, and finally, Monday Night Football, the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints.
Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins gonna win. This will be their 7th straight win. I just can't. Now, they have not played a good schedule during this stretch. I'm not going to be on my very popular Ross Tucker football podcast and pick Ian Book to beat the Dolphins. I'm not doing that. So Miami wins the game. I don't think they score a ton of points, but I don't think the Saints do either. I think this is a low score. It's like a limbo. Get low. So I'll give them 20. I'll give them 20-13. Dolphins win a low-scoring defensive battle on Monday night. You know who gets a shout-out today? Every one of you. Every single one of you. You guys know what it's about. You control your attitude in life, okay? It's a blast. Enjoy every second. Make every second count. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, over the weekend. Soak it all in. Don't be on your phone. Be present with your family. 30 years from now, you'd give every dollar you had for another Christmas with your young ones. That's the reality. Shout outs, Pizza Boy Brewing, Sporticulture, Vision Comics with an X, HumanHeadNYC.com, and SteakhouseSports.com. We will be back bright and early Monday morning. I think we're done here.
Thanks for listening to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also subscribe to the Fantasy Feast, Even Money, Business of Sports, and College Draft. All available at Apple Podcasts, RossTucker.com, or wherever podcasts can be found.
A lot of times on the show, I mentioned DraftKings. Here's what you need to know. You got to be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. By the way, if what I was talking about included a deposit bonus, doesn't always, sometimes it does. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough, and deposit bonuses are paid out in site credit.